everyone all right? Good morning, Mr. Turner. Yes, I'm Gareth Turner. I am the founder of Big Black Door marketing consultancy. 25 years of marketing experience at places like Heineken, etc. I know I don't look it, thank you, but 25 years of experience. And today we'll be talking about being bold without bullshit. So how are we going to keep stuff on brand and keep ourselves focused, being bold with the cut through, but without the BS. And today I'm joined by Annie Morris. Annie, do you want to introduce yourself today?
Yeah, sure. Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm the co-founder at Spoon Cereals. We are a unapologetically tasty granola brand that I first launched back in 2013 as a bit of a side project, and with the ambition to kind of make the breakfast occasion better. We're all about making breakfast better tasting, better for you, and better for the planet. We currently have a range of kind of premium granolas that are stocked in retailers nationwide, and then we also export to a supermarket called Migros in Switzerland. And yeah, we're looking to venture into new markets, new categories, and yeah, can just continue growing and expanding the brand.
Brilliant. And if you haven't tried Spoon Cereals granola, the cinnamon and pecan I can fully recommend. There's an amazing collaboration you guys have done with Manny Life. So there's a peanut butter granola which is also super tasty. So it plugs out the way. Get it bought from all good retailers and some bad ones as well. So first up, Annie, what does bold marketing mean for you? How do you want to describe that?
Yeah, I think to be a bold brand is to have a very strong identity that stands for something, or maybe against something, that really goes beyond what you're selling, so whether it's a product or a service, and kind of, yeah, I guess just going against the status quo and really challenging the category that you're in.
So I guess certainly in my experience, right, working at a place like Weetabix, very conservative business, and you go into the boardroom and say, yeah, okay, we're going to do some bold marketing. You see like the look of absolute fear on the board's faces, right? The CFO is sort of panicking when you talk about bold because he sees risk and sees a risk. I guess if we can reframe bold marketing to be effective marketing, cut-through marketing that's on brand rather than just being bold for the sake of it, I think that's a good thing. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. No, I definitely would.
Who's doing it well at the moment? Who are your sort of standard bearers for bold marketing?
I think for me, the brands that are influencing me at the moment are those that are kind of stepping into the shoes of taking the role of being the educator, and kind of tackling the big global issues such as climate change or the health crisis, but doing it in a way that doesn't come across as too like informative, or that being informative but kind of not being too worthy, bringing some personality into it. So brands that I've recently come across, there's one in particular called Wild Farmed. They grow wheat regeneratively, but I think what they've done really well is they've really nailed the kind of tone on their Instagram. They don't take themselves too seriously, and they're speaking to a kind of younger audience that share their own values. So I think that's a brand that I quite admire at the moment. Another brand that I think have kind of nailed this idea that purpose-driven messaging can kind of coexist with humour is a brand called The Gut Stuff. They are a kind of sort of educational platform and lifestyle brand all around gut health. I'm sure everyone saw their famous outdoor campaign of the kind of big giant pink balloons that kind of illustrate human feces. And I think it's really clever because
enjoy your breakfast, everyone.
Yeah, it was clever because it appealed to people that maybe didn't really care about gut health. But it's only when you kind of read further into it that there's a serious message behind what they're doing.
So I guess they're great examples of brands that have stuck to their brand, right? They've not just done some crazy bold shit because it's crazy and bold. They've done some stuff which is tightly aligned to their brand. I think a great example for me, or two examples for me, would be British Airways. I think when they, again, I should perhaps put a picture up, right? But you can imagine the one where you've got little child's face looking out the window with just half the logo on the thing. That stuff takes decades to build up the brand equity to do that. You can't do that if you've just arrived, just some random brand. And the other one which re-emerged on my LinkedIn feed this week was the Mouldy Whopper, right? That was pretty bold, right? That's BBH. They're known for, I'll get it around the wrong way, zigging with another zag, for example. But this idea that you can talk about an attribute of their brand, a differentiator of their brand versus the competition, the main competition, in a way that isn't about super tasty food, right? That's very bold. I say, for me, that was polarizing, right? So many people hated it, many people loved it, right? But that's the point. You can talk about it. It's bold.
That's
it's
it. You don't
brand.
want consumers to feel indifferent. You want them to feel something.
Yeah. Actually, there's somebody once said to me that a point of view as a brand, a point of view isn't a useful point of view unless you can take an equally valid and opposite point of view. So if you stand for, I'm a brand that believes in world peace. Yeah, okay, really interesting, mate. But we all agree with that. There's no tension there. There's no spikiness. I think that beautiful segue there into my next question. So I think what you guys have done very well. I've worked with Annie for a couple of years now, and the Spoon brand tastes for being unapologetically tasty. It makes no qualms about the fact that it's all in on taste. But I think bold marketing sometimes isn't about doing that crazy piece of comms. It's about products and price and other parts of the marketing mix. An unnamed retailer, I know, asks you to reformulate your product because it's not HFSS compliant. Okay, so it's unable to be promoted in certain areas of the store. With the new regulations coming in, a certain retailer asks you to reformulate. And what I admired about the stance you took was that you said no. You said, we won't reformulate. We stand for this thing, unapologetically tasty, and to reformulate that product would compromise that. Tell me a bit about how did you feel in that? Because I think that's pretty bold. Tell me how you felt about that. Yeah,
so just to kind of build on that. So one of our SKUs sort of scores unfavourably with this new HFSS regulation that's come in, and I think ultimately it's a good thing at targeting products that are highly processed in categories like biscuits, chocolate, crisps, but it's penalising those products that are kind of inherently trying to create products that are better for you, using better quality ingredients and developing them together with nutritionists. And we have been penalised because we use coconut in our product, and it's quite high in fat, which gives us a poorer score. However, it comes with like a plethora of really great health benefits. So when we were asked to reformulate to make it into a lower fat version, what we did was, instead of just bow down, we said, no, we're going to do a consumer research survey. We asked our customers what they thought of. We did try and reformulate it. We reduced the coconut, and the results were kind of a landslide. They all preferred the original recipe that we have. And it was clear that there was this sort of sense that we were getting from them that they don't want to be told what to do. They are educated enough to know what healthy means. And for them, it's about enjoyment just as much as health. And that's what we're about as a brand. And so we didn't want to create a product that A, people would find a chore to eat, and B, would probably impact our sales because we wouldn't be getting the repeat rates that we have been seeing with this particular product. So not only were we made a decision not to do it, but from a kind of selfish reason and for our kind of brand, mission and purpose, but also we felt that it would damage our long-term sales and ultimately affect the listing in a negative way. So that's kind of why we said no.
Yep. I think that's a brilliant example. I think it was very clear from that consumer research that you've got the tone of voice right. That this idea of being unapologetically tasty, your audience love that, and they align with that, and it's very easy. You can be unapologetically healthy, right? That's an equally valid alternative point of view, or unapologetically sort of a blank canvas as Weetabix would be. So I think you did a fantastic job there. Last question. So we talked about bold marketing. I think back in the early days, I'm sure many of you recognise Annie. So back in the early days, Spoon Cereals appeared on Dragon's Den. So I guess that was quite a bold move for you and Johnny to go on there and kind of, as you're trying to launch, put your head above that parapet, because that could go either way, right? So tell me a bit about that bold move.
I guess probably less bold, more naive, but I think that's quite a good thing to have when you're starting out. And I think for us, because unlike a lot of businesses that normally go on Dragon's Den, we were very much in our infancy. It was just a concept. We still had our day-to-day jobs, and we were doing this on the side. And so it was a way to sort of validate the idea. And when we did get investment, it kind of, it gave us the confidence to continue on with the core mission of kind of shaking up the category. And that we felt that they would kind of help open up doors, which they did. So it wasn't just the investment at all. It was really just having the leg up that we needed to get the idea at the time, which we felt was kind of quite new and exciting, and no one else was doing it. We felt that the category needed that shift. And now obviously there are a lot of granolas on the scene, but we felt at the time we needed to do something quickly before anyone else would do the same idea that we had. So and
that it accelerated your awareness and your brand growth.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, and so probably you got investment in the end.
We did.
You did, yeah. I wouldn't have brought it up if you didn't. It would have been slightly orcs. Look, so I'm very conscious of time. You guys have got full. Who's hands up if this is your first time at MadFest today? Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there's lots of debutantes today. So look, I've been a few times. You're in for a doozy, in for a belter of days. It's a fantastic event. I'm actually, Annie and I are doing more of this sort of shit on another stage at 12:45, the brand innovation stage. So look, thank you for turning up. Thanks for getting out of bed this morning. You're in for a cracking day, and thank you to Annie for being our first guest on this stage. Thank you.
Thank you.